The world's biggest reservoir of recyclable steel doesn't come from underground mines or remote natural deposits. It comes from something far more ordinary: old cars reaching the end of their usable life. Every year, millions of vehicles are retired, and instead of becoming abandoned waste, they enter a massive industrial cycle that extracts more steel than many mining operations. In the United States alone, more than 12 million vehicles are processed annually, making auto recycling one of the most efficient sources of raw material anywhere on Earth. These facilities turn outdated machines into a steady stream of high-value steel, aluminum, copper, and other resources that feed countless industries. What looks like a dead, useless car is actually the beginning of a new production chain that fuels construction, manufacturing, and automotive innovation. The moment a car enters a recycling yard, its transformation into a new material begins. The hidden value of end-of-life cars. Most people assume a 10-year-old car with hundreds of thousands of miles is nothing more than scrap metal. But inside that machine is a surprising amount of economic value. Once a vehicle enters the recycling cycle, it becomes part of an industry worth tens of billions of dollars every year. Old cars are dismantled, sorted, processed, and reborn as new materials that support jobs, reduce energy consumption, and lessen the pressure on natural resources. While mining iron ore requires enormous amounts of land, machinery, fuel, and labor, extracting steel from end-of-life automobiles is far more efficient. Recycling steel from cars reduces energy consumption by more than 70% compared to producing it from ore. On average, 75% of a vehicle's total weight can be recovered, including metals, plastics, glass, fabrics, and electronics. Every year, this system returns millions of tons of raw material to the economy, feeding industries that convert them into building components, household products, heavy machinery, and even the next generation of cars. Vehicle intake inspection. The recycling journey begins when a vehicle arrives at the intake area of a processing facility. Technicians record its identification number, model year, engine specifications, and physical condition. They photograph the vehicle, assign a tracking code, and upload all information into a digital database. This ensures transparency throughout the entire dismantling process and helps evaluate the value of reusable parts. Inspectors examine engines, transmissions, electronic control units, airbags, and interior components to determine which items can be removed and resold in the used parts market, a major sector that saves consumers billions of dollars every year. If a vehicle is too damaged or worn down to salvage individual components, it is sent directly into the materials recovery line. After inspection, the cars are arranged across the yard in organized rows, ready to move through the next stages. In the United States, more than 95% of end-of-life vehicles go through this organized system, making automobiles the most recycled consumer product in the country. Battery removal and fluid drainage. Before dismantling begins, workers must safely remove the vehicle's battery and drain all remaining fluids. The battery poses the most immediate electrical risk, especially lead-acid units found in traditional gasoline cars. These batteries are nearly 100% recyclable, with the lead, plastic housing, and electrolyte solution all recoverable for new battery production. Hybrid and electric vehicles contain lithium-ion battery packs, which require careful disconnection and specialized packaging before being sent to designated recycling plants. Once the electrical systems are secured, the vehicle is lifted onto a platform where gasoline, engine oil, transmission fluid, brake fluid, coolant, and air conditioning refrigerant are extracted using a closed vacuum pump system. Even a seemingly empty vehicle can hold several gallons of flammable or toxic fluids, making this step essential for safety and environmental protection. Nothing is discarded. Filtered fuels often power machinery inside the recycling facility, reducing operational costs. Pressure sensors and sealed valves maintain a vapor-tight system, preventing spills or contamination. Only after the car is fully drained is it cleared to enter the dismantling area. Vehicle dismantling. The dismantling process carefully removes all major components to recover as much material as possible. Wheels are taken off first and tires are shredded into granules for roads, playgrounds, or industrial fuel. Steel and aluminum rims go straight to smelters. Glass panels from windshields and windows are separated and recycled along with their plastic layers for insulation or coatings. Doors, which contain metal, wiring, and plastics, are dismantled to recover each material. Interiors, including seats, dashboards, carpets, and wiring harnesses, are stripped, with copper wiring and plastics recycled for other industries. Engines and transmissions are removed last, some refurbished and others broken down for metals, including precious metals from catalytic converters. Finally, hydraulic shears remove remaining non-metal parts, leaving a clean metal frame ready for crushing. Car crushing. After cleaning, the empty vehicle frame moves into a powerful hydraulic press. Under forces reaching up to 200 tons, a car more than 4 meters long is compressed into a compact block of metal. Depending on facility size and goals, different machines are used. Car balers compress vehicles into dense cube-shaped bales that are easy to transport and store. Large-scale facilities favor this method because balers can handle dozens of cars per hour. Smaller scrapyards often use flatteners, which squeeze the vehicle into a thin, wide sheet. These require less energy and cost, but produce lower-density material. Shear balers both compress and cut the vehicle into manageable sections, sometimes entirely skipping the baling step. Regardless of the method, the goal is the same: convert a bulky car into uniform metal pieces ready for shredding. Once baled or flattened, the material enters a high-capacity shredder. Inside, rotating steel shafts armed with sharp teeth tear the compressed metal apart with enormous force. A vehicle that once filled a parking space becomes thousands of small metal fragments in seconds. Modern shredders can process more than 100 tons of steel per hour, enabling recycling centers to handle massive volumes efficiently. After shredding, conveyor belts carry the mixture of metals and non-metals through sorting systems. Large magnets pull out ferrous metals like carbon steel. Eddy current separators deflect aluminum and copper into separate collection bins. Plastics, rubber, and fabric residues are removed for disposal or secondary recycling. By the end of this stage, the steel is clean, uniform, and ready for the furnace. Steelmaking process. The shredded steel is compressed into bundles and sent into an electric arc furnace, where powerful graphite electrodes generate extreme heat that melts the metal within minutes. Flux and lime remove impurities. Oxygen blasts refine the mixture, and sensors monitor composition. The molten steel then flows into water-cooled molds, solidifying into billets that are cut, documented, and prepared for rolling. In the hot rolling mill, massive rollers flatten and shape the heated steel into coils or sheets. Laser systems ensure accuracy, and controlled cooling prevents cracking. After ultrasonic testing and inspection, the finished coils are approved and shipped to industries where they become beams, machinery parts, appliances, vehicles, and countless everyday products. A car that once seemed useless becomes the foundation for new materials through a recycling chain that dismantles, drains, crushes, shreds, separates, melts, refines, and reforms every recoverable element. This process saves massive amounts of energy, reduces environmental strain, and powers essential industries. The vehicle you drive today may one day return as the steel in a building, a bridge, or even another automobile. Share your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe.